Good morning, guys. Who's ready to worship? Let's all stand up to our feet. If you guys want, you can come up front. We have plenty of space up here. Feel free to worship however you guys desire. I saw Satan fall like lightning, and I saw darkness run for cover. But the miracle that I just can't get over, my name is registered in heaven. I believe in signs and wonders, and I have resurrection power. Still the miracle that I just can't get over, my name is registered in heaven. Yeah, my praise belongs to you forever. This is my testimony from death to life. His grace rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous. I'll testify. This is my testimony. This is my testimony. Come together, sons and daughters, washed with blood and washed in water. Sing the praises of the Spirit, Son and Father. Our God will finish what He started. Yes, our God will finish what He started. Oh, this is my testimony from death to life. His grace rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous. I'll testify. This is my testimony. This is my testimony. If I'm not dead, you're not done. Greater things are still to come. Oh, I believe. If I'm not dead, you're not done. Greater things are still to come. Oh, I believe. If I'm not dead, you're not done. Greater things are still to come. Oh, I believe. If I'm not dead, you're not done. Greater things are still to come. This is my testimony from death to life. His grace rewrote my story. I'll testify of Jesus Christ the righteous. I'll testify. This is my testimony. Oh, this is my testimony from death to life. His grace rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous. I'll testify. This is my testimony. This is my testimony.
Come on, church, give it up for Jesus. This side is really excited about Jesus. What about this side? I said, can we get excited about Jesus? That's way better. Before we get started, I just want to say welcome. And I just want to say thank you for taking your time this morning to drive through the cold, drive through the snow. That just shows me and shows the church and shows Jesus that you are hungry. Because sometimes we only come out the house when we need something. And the fact that you're here this morning shows God that you need something from Him this morning. It doesn't matter what's happening up here. It matters that you came in the attitude of, I need a word from God this morning. So can we celebrate the fact that you're here hungry for God this morning? Come on. And we got to celebrate a few more things, because this Wednesday we launched Youth Alive. We had 24 kids, and I have fun, you know. I know my lung collapsed, and I've started to run again. For those of you who didn't know, Halloween, yes, my lung collapsed, but I started to be more active, and my wife is not okay with it. But my doctor is, so, and we had fun. We got to play. I got to get to know some students, and I just believe the best is yet to come. And we have another one this Wednesday, so if you have a student, bring them. It's right here at 6:30 every Wednesday, and we'll be doing outreach things and stuff like that. So please, students, if you know somebody and you bring 2 people, you get a gift card. I'm just saying, just come, hang out. And the other thing I want to celebrate is today is Josiah's birthday. He's like 19. Look at him, he's handsome. So can we give it up for Josiah? He's done so much for this church behind the scenes. Like, look at him, he's just quiet. He's like a ninja. Like, you might not know everything that he does, but trust me, his hand is in a lot of things, and he just continues to serve this house faithfully behind the scenes. But can we just jump into the word real quick? I got one yes. Somebody's excited for the word. This is Nehemiah chapter 2. And if you don't know anything about Nehemiah, it's about a guy who was a cupbearer. And he just really served, Xerxes was his name. I'm hard with names in the Bible. But he served this man faithfully, kind of like what I was just talking about, Josiah. And he just continued to do what God has called him to do. And him and the king had a conversation because God had put something on his heart. And he was saying, well, what is it that is on your heart? And he said, if it pleases the king. You know, I'm not going to try to take up your time in this moment, but I want you to understand something. God will bless you if you honor him and you honor the authority he has placed you under. And this man that was a servant came to the king and said, I want to go build my city. I am burdened. I am broken. I am moved to compassion to rebuild my city. And if you bless me, I will go. And long story short is the king blessed him, said, whatever you need, just let me know. I will write letters to different cities. I will give you the funds. I will give you whatever you need to do what God has called you to do. And this man walked with favor. So I'm going to jump into verses 17 through 18. And it says, then I gave them my report. We're in a bad way here. Jerusalem is a wreck. Its gates are burned up. Come, let's build the wall of Jerusalem and not live with this disgrace any longer. I told them how God was supporting me, how the king was backing me up. They said, we're with you. Somebody say, we're with you. No, I'm not convinced. Say, we're with you. Let's get started. They rolled up their sleeves. Somebody better roll up their sleeves this morning. Ready for good work. When Sanballat and the Hanarite, Tobiah and the Ammonite official, they started laughing and mocking. So you roll up your sleeves, you're getting ready to do something great for God, and then people start mocking you. This is where it gets good. It says, what do you think you're doing? Do you think you can just cross the king? And they said he shot back. This is funny because, you know, when you're talking to your kids and they talk back, you're like, what you say? But this isn't that moment. This is one of those moments where, like, no, you don't understand. I already had that conversation with the king, and I already have favor with God, so I get to do what God has called me to do. And it said, the God of heaven will make sure we succeed. I'm going to say that one more time. The God of heaven will make sure we succeed. We're his servants, and we're going to work rebuilding. You can stick your nose in your own business. You get no say in this. Jerusalem is none of your business. And what I love about our pastors, what they've been communicating, is it's time to roll up our sleeves. It's time to get ready. It's time to be sent out and rebuild the community. It doesn't matter what people say. It matters what you're called to do. God has already given you favor. Now it's just time to rebuild brick by brick. And that's all Nehemiah did. All he did was be moved by compassion, led by God, honored the king, and he changed his city. People backed him up. So are you ready to back up what God has called you to do in this place? Because there's ways that you can do that. You can back up what God wants to do in this house just by giving. We have buckets all over. You can fill out the envelope on the first chair of every row. I almost forget that every time. Or you can give online and on our Facebook, but you can also serve. You can also get involved in a connect group, which we're starting in the late February. There's so many things that you can do, and it starts by you saying, I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I'm ready. God used me, and we're going to do this thing one step at a time. We're going to rebuild this community brick by brick, person by person, time after time, whether if I have to lift my hands a little bit and look foolish, whether if I have to communicate to somebody I don't want to talk to. I don't care what it takes, but it's time to get ready, time to roll up our sleeves and back each other up and rebuild this city. Do you believe that? Can we just lift up our hands and pray?